Hello, everybody. Welcome to another time lapse drawing. Today, I am doing a color pencil drawing actually for the first time in forever. I haven't used my color pencils in over a year. I've been in an art funk, kind of sorta, and I just needed to go back to what I know and use that to kind of like, I don't know, get something done. And I actually it actually went pretty well. I think I was a little rusty with the color pencils, but that's what I'm best at. I've always been that has always been my number one medium. So I think it still came out really well, but I just decided to do a little illustration of myself. And I used to do these a lot. I haven't done one in 3 years. But I just do these little illustrations where I draw the head really big and the body really small. And I started doing this when I made an attempt to draw a caricature some years ago, and it didn't really turn out looking like a caricature, but it was still pretty cool and people liked it, so I just went with it. So yeah, that's how this drawing came about. But anyway, today I'm going to be discussing the pros and cons to trying a new medium, and also talking about my experience with it. So I'm going to start out with the negative first. So the cons of trying a new medium, number one, is that you become a beginner all over again. We all know how stressful it is when you're first starting out learning something new, and you don't really know where to start, and you don't really know which supplies you should buy, like what are the best or most professional brands or anything like that. And you have to go through the whole trial and error thing where you're like learning something all over again and like having to learn from your mistakes. So I think that really is the only really big con. Is just having to reteach yourself or teach yourself something again. And then the other one is just that whole fear of failing. Like, you probably have thought about trying a certain new medium that you've never done before. And you've been thinking about it for like a year now, and you still haven't attempted to do it because you're just so afraid of like fucking up or not being good at it. And it's a struggle, but if you stick through it and you just practice it every day like you did when you first started drawing, you're gonna get better. Like, you can't get any worse by practicing it every day. The pros to trying a new medium, number one would be you will have something else to turn to if you get bored with what you're doing. So for me, when I first started drawing, I started out like most people, just using graphite pencils. And after a while, I got really bored like doing everything in black and gray. But that was all I knew. So I had to teach myself how to use color pencils. And that gave me something else to do. Whenever I got tired of black and gray, I could turn to color. Whenever I got tired of color, I could turn back to black and gray. So number two is that you will have a more diverse portfolio if you know multiple mediums. So now, so far in my portfolio, I have graphite, charcoal, color pencils, and soft pastels. And they all have completely different looks to them. And so I think it makes my portfolio, the appearance of my portfolio a lot better, a lot more cool and unique, because there are a lot of different things that I can do and a lot of different kind of aesthetics for people to look at. Number three, is that you may find something that you like way better than what you're doing now. That was the case for me when I learned color pencils, because I pretty much never turned back to black and gray after that. Like, I really never even mastered, in my opinion, graphite and charcoal. When I attempt to use them now, it's just a fail every time. And I'm just like, forget this. I'm so much better at color. I don't even care about this. So I feel like even though I was getting better at graphite because I was using it every day and practicing every day, color pencil came a lot easier to me. Color in general, not just color pencil. And I feel like my skills wouldn't have gotten to the point that they are at now if I hadn't switched to color. I feel like I would still look like kind of sort of a beginner because my skills in color excelled way faster than my skills in graphite and black and gray. So since I'm talking about that, I'm just gonna go over my experience a little bit with trying out new mediums. So obviously the first new one that I tried was color pencil, and it took me about 4 months before I could say that I'll say it took me 4 months before I created something I actually really loved. So before I felt like I was, good at it, and then I would say I had mastered it in about 7 months. When I ended up doing my Bob and Damian Marley portrait that blew up. And yeah, it was like so much faster than using graphite. I had been using graphite for a year by the time I tried out color pencil, and I still am not at the level I am now in graphite that I am with color. So at first it went really bad. I remember the first thing I tried to draw was a portrait of Rihanna, and it looked like a first grader has scribbled all over her face. I was like pressing way too hard, didn't know anything about I didn't know that I would have to layer, and actually using color pencil taught me how to layer with graphite, because when I was using the graphite I wasn't layering. I was pressing so hard on the paper with that pencil, y'all. Like, I had the harshest lines in my portraits, and I had so many mistakes I couldn't erase because I was pressing so hard. I didn't know about like soft, gentle circular motions and adding layer on top of layer on top of layer to get the look that I was going for. I just went straight in. So it was really bad, but I didn't give up. I kept drawing. I drew Rihanna at first. I did a couple of portraits of Beyonce. I tried to draw Justin Bieber. And then my first successful color pencil portrait was of Laurent from Les Twins, which is also a really popular portrait of mine. And I've already said I enjoyed color pencil way more than graphite and charcoal. With the soft pastels, which is the medium I got into in 2017, that I've been using for the past year and a half, which is why I haven't touched my color pencils. Same thing. When I started using them, actually, when I started using the soft pastel, they were really just like using color pencils, except so much easier and so much quicker. So really, I didn't have a struggle period at all with the soft pastel. I just started using them and I was just instantly good at it. Because it was like I said, an easier version of color pencil, and I'd already mastered color pencil. And I love the soft pastel just a little bit more than color pencil, because I've always wanted my work to have like this oil painting look, and people tell me that my color pencil works look like paintings, but they still didn't have like that smooth look that I really was going for. And I wasn't really trying to learn how to use oil paint because in my experience I've been really bad at wet media. I'm more of a dry media person. So the soft pastel, the chalk pastel, gives me that look that I want, and it's dry media. So another reason I love it a little bit more than color pencil is that I can actually do backgrounds now, and I couldn't really do that with color pencil because it's just so hard and so long. And like the soft pastel, I can just spread over large surfaces so easily. And yeah, that's pretty much why. So I would say soft pastels are my favorite medium. Color pencil is my second favorite, but still my baby. And then my least favorite, of course, is the graphite and charcoal. So I'm not done yet learning new things. I still want to dabble in watercolor paint a little bit. And with the whole wet media thing, I think I should still try. I have some markers. I've tried using them a couple of times. It hasn't gone well. It's like I'm cursed with wet media. Like I really can't. But yeah. I'm still trying to get into some new things. I still want to get better at graphite and charcoal, but I'm not really like focusing on that right now. I just want to keep using my color because I'm so good at it and I love it so much. But yeah, tell me what mediums you guys have mastered and what mediums you're working on and which mediums you really suck at. And thank you for watching this video. Also let me know if you would like to see more little illustrations like this one. And I may start putting these on sale, like commission wise. Start letting people commission these tiny color pencil illustrations from me. So once I get a few more in my portfolio, I will make an announcement about that. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye. So for 4 years, all I did was draw from real life, whether it was photos of celebrities or photos of me or my friends or, you know, whoever. I always looked at a photo and just copied it exactly how it was. And I also used a grid for 3 years. So, and I just got back into freehanding.